Hi guys, welcome back. And in this video, I just want to show you another version of New Age hippie clown world. And we're going to go back to our most favorite people, Shanin Blake. And just going to go through a few comments that I've received in regards to her because I thought they were kind of entertaining, kind of funny, and also a tiny bit concerning. It's also funny. So every time I see her name Blake, I literally always want to say Black. And I wonder if that has to do with maybe her personality being really black or her soul being black or whatever. But anyhow, back to Miss Shanin. Miss Shanin is 28, 29 years old at this point. And she is someone who promotes smoking marijuana and taking shrooms every single day and basically just being high out of your mind, like high as a kite every single day, never really fully aware of what's going on in your life, in your surroundings. And of course, she's being pushed left and right by the Illuminati, as you can clearly see in all her symbols. When I was airing my review video of her, which kind of went live a month ago at this point, must have been a little bit more than a month ago. So you can see it right here, reviewing Shanin Blake, your worst New Age hippie nightmare come true. People were pointing out very clearly how she has 666 and other tattoos written all over her hands. Her followers do not see this as concerning, of course. Now, I personally don't think I have a single follower of her on my channel. I'm just doing this video as a reply and to show you how many trolls actually exist once you do these type of videos. I also want to point out 2,800 views is basically nothing. And I've seen videos of her criticizing her, for like cultural appropriation or whatever that had hundreds and thousands of views. So I'm always confused when they try to target this channel, which basically doesn't even have that many views because we're all being censored, right? Like everything's being censored, Instagram's being censored, YouTube's being censored. Like everyone who kind of speaks truth and everyone who kind of has an inkling of a soul in them, we're being censored left and right. So I'm just gonna say it's another version of an AI attack. Wasn't even sure if I really wanted to make a video like this, but I do think they're very entertaining, and I already made one video like this. So if you go to my playlist right here, reviewing new cagers and the new age trap, it has more than 40 videos at this point. You can scroll down, look at every single concept that I've reviewed so far. A lot of people on here too. A lot of people that are actually the big names, Ismail Perez, Teal Swan, our Bulgarian Marina Jacobi, which I have to say, Marina Jacobi right here, she sent a troll army to attack me. This is already a little while ago, I think back in February or March of this year. But I wrote a blog post on her on my site, and her blog post has been blowing up. It's gained like hundreds of views over this past month or so. I think almost like 600 views or so. So it's good. What I have to say, you don't even know, like this was literally 10 months ago. You don't know when people are going to be searching for these people and need extra advice and guidance on it, because you just don't know when something's really going to blow up or people are going to look for your stuff. So just get your content out there. For every single person who's doing this, get your content out there. People are going to be needing it, especially in the years to come. Okay. And obviously Ismail Perez really blew up with that review, but that's a story for another video maybe. So anyhow, we're going to go through some obnoxious comments. So similar to the Marina Jacobi troll army that was sent my way, I'm just holding their comments for review. I don't even have to reply to this. For me, every single comment I'm replying to, unless you are coming from a valid standpoint, it's a waste of my time. If you're here to literally just troll my channel, it's a waste of my energy, of my time. Now, it was fascinating to me when this started happening. When did this start happening? So from the time I aired this video, there was like a few comments, like maybe a handful, like 10, 15 comments from trolls that were like, oh, you're just hating on her and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ugh, kind of like rolling my eyes, because it's like, yeah, you always get that from people who like, they just stumble across your channel because they look for her in the keywords or whatever. But then 2 weeks ago, I started getting more and more comments from her fans. So I'm like, let's just collect these and make a video and just kind of show you in this video what these wackos really do, like what type of comments they leave and what type of people they are. Because you can rest assured, if you're coming to my channel and you're leaving a comment that's on par with the comments we're going to go through here, you're going to be called out in a video like this. If I ever make a video like this, I haven't made that many. I also want to make another comment video. So I had one recently where people were like, oh, angels are good and whatever. So I want to make another one because I feel there's so many more comments you can actually go through. But yeah, this in particular is just comments made by, I guess, Shannon's fans. So I don't think she actually sent them over. And I know one of my Twitter posts on her blew up too, and it gained a lot of traction. But I don't think she's really aware of any of, I don't think she really, honestly, she doesn't care. She's a puppet. She's an Illuminati puppet. But her fans care, which is even more important because those are the people who are kind of throwing the money at her and who are listening to her. And it's not even about them attending concerts and giving her attention or whatever. For me, it really is, you're giving this person energy and you're building up this reality where she's this main figure. Otherwise, she would never be this main figure. Instead of actually giving energy to people, who can turn this world around, who aren't keeping you in a hypnosis, who aren't keeping you under a spell, and who aren't like, and we already went through that in the review video, who aren't so materialistic that they have to brag about their newest car online, or how many stadiums they sold out, and how she's so much better off now than when she was supposedly almost homeless on the streets when she was still a single mom or whatever. So it's all just pretentiousness, it's hypocrisy, and anyone who's being pushed nowadays to be a star, to be a VIP, to be a celebrity, doesn't even matter if it's a truther celebrity like Archaics, or if it's any of these who have like millions of followers, or if it's Britney Spears. You made a soul contract with the devil. See, I want to make a video on the difference between the devil, Satan, and a few other main characters that are supposedly bad. But you made a contract with either Satan or the devil. You are for sure being controlled by these matrix controllers who want to keep this matrix together, who don't want you to ever escape. And you're basically just a puppet. You probably have several clone bodies in the underground basis, which several other people are talking about those. And you're literally just here to distract. So yeah, it's worth calling you out because people have to wake up from this deception. So let's go through a few comments. Don't think this video is going to be super, super long. The latest one was from this person here, Ashley Jane. I'm just gonna name these people by name because if you're taking the time to come here, so this is what she looks like. I love her music. It's very empowering if you really listen to it. All about loving yourself. Well, it's not really about loving yourself, Ashley Jane. Her music, first of all, is trash. Okay, like a lot of people are commenting on her music, being like, she can't sing. It's awful. This is like Cat's music or whatever. It's like the worst music ever. And then secondly, it's talking about how you're supposed to put drugs in you every single day, especially Leah, let's just microdose on shrooms, and then whatever she even does in that video, I can't even imitate it. Yeah, great. She has this energy vampire video, which is halfway plagiarized anyhow, but it's not very deep messages in her videos. So I don't understand how this person it's empowering, but I guess if you don't really have much of a life and you don't know what true empowerment looks like, yeah, it's empowering. I'll give you that. Here, we have something right here. Jack or Jake, I think it's Jake. Why are you hating on her? You just hate on someone for 30 minutes and then post it. That's so whack. You know what I think it's whack? That you actually come to my channel and leave those comments when look at what you're doing here. Like you're a gamer. You have nothing better to do with your life than gaming your few brain cells that you still have in your brain out of your brain. Okay. So I will never understand how these gamers actually exist. Can someone explain this entire YouTube gaming industry to me? Because is that just another form of a hypnosis? They're putting all these Generation Z and alphas in, because I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's the same for me. When the millennials grew up, it was all about video games, kind of putting them into video games and kind of pushing their energy and pushing their focus in this alternate reality so that they also never really fully wake up. But yeah, maybe it's similar to these gamers, but this is a person obviously doesn't have much going for them. This comment was so funny. Swirly Star girl. Okay, let's check out her profile. Let's leave the comments first. This is a very biased view with lots of assumptions. Actually, it's no assumptions. We were analyzing what exactly she's talking about. That's an analysis, not an assumption. And then she's saying, like, girl, BFFR, devil's symbol, you mean rock on hands. Okay, so these people obviously don't know anything about Illuminati symbols. She doesn't know that Oprah Winfrey, who is basically the devil or Satan embodied, uses the exact same rock on hands and whatever. And Oprah Winfrey has the darkest energy out there. If you guys have not seen that yet, I did a video on her and The Rock when they were begging for Maui donations, even though they could easily solve the entire Maui crisis in a snip of both of their fingers. What I thought funny was, at first, see, I don't know these abbreviations because I'm a bit out of the loop with these. I like to talk in real language, even when I text. I also don't like when people do the U instead of YOU. I think it makes no sense to abbreviate you that way. It's not really saving you a whole bunch of time. But when she first wrote BF of R, I was like, does she mean best friend for real or something? And then I actually looked it up because it didn't seem she was talking about me being her best friend. And it actually means B for effing real. And I'm like, wow, classy girl. So I learned something new. You know, I learned something new every time I go through these people's comments. So this is Abigail Quinn. Welcome to my channel. And then this heart, this fake heart, she joined in 2016. She has 61 subscribers, 9 videos. It's always the best part when these like tiny channels come attack another channel. What does she blog about? What are teens wearing in Baltimore? First and foremost, I'm so sorry you live in Baltimore. I know crime has gone up tremendously over there. Must suck. BFFR. But also, you're a teenager, so your opinion to me does not matter. Your frontal lobes are not even developed to such a degree that you can actually have an adult conversation with someone who's an actual adult. So much to that, Abigail Quinn. Go back to school, go back to wherever the heck you belong, and just stay out of my channel, please. Okay, so let's just go through a few more. I don't want to make this video super boring. I'm pretty entertained though. Here's the eye of love. Just so you know, you're crazy and jealous person, my guy. I'm not a guy. I'm flattered you think I'm a guy though. And this is what this person's talking about, creating a way of life. 4 views, 2 subscribers. Congratulations. Something, he looks super boring. I do have to say that. He kind of looks like, you look like a guy, you know, you shouldn't be calling a woman a guy. But also your grammar's off, you know, like you should at least put an E. So it's always funny when these people can't write English right and they're actually English speakers, native English speakers. Here we have one. Shanin Blake is great. I love her. Not everyone had a solid start and a charmed childhood, or even need a record deal anymore. Well, if she doesn't need one, I mean, why does she have one? She made a devil's contract somewhere. And people can change and become a different kind of force for positivity. Maybe instead of shaming, you should stick to the ancient practice of shaman work. You know, when my old channel, which you guys know, it was called Pleiadian Healer. When it was called that way, it doesn't matter what your channel is called. They're always going to attack you for a random name that you call your channel. I could basically call this channel random name. They would attack me for the name random. They would be like, oh, just do some random work. Shanin Blake isn't a Puritan, and neither were the medicine women of ancient times. Blah, 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 blah. Don't be jealous. Be supportive. You'll get more likes. I think I'm doing pretty well for being censored left and right with the likes and exposure I'm getting. But of course, please get more likes. Let's have this video blow up to 1 million views. And for sure, let's attract more of these brain dead haters, because maybe we can make another video like this showing you how brainwashed people are who follow her. What's wrong with weed? I feel a really judgy vibe from you. Oh, you're into like conspiracy theory stuff. Gotcha. This is probably a person who took the you know what and who followed every single agenda out there. Interesting. I think he meant to say interesting. Clearly, she's not a true hippie, in my opinion. It feels like she's using the hippie platform for clout. Yeah, I don't know if this was actually criticism or not, but this is Josiah Waterman, also a very interesting name. Oh yeah, Joseph Publico, he just trolls and trolls and trolls. Like, he's upset that I didn't respond to a single one of his comments. You could probably look his name up. Maybe you'll pull up a few real person online. Mr. Hooter, people stop hating on others. So why, first of all, it's not hating, okay? Like, if I were to be hating, this video would be very different. But the video that I actually made had very valid points. And if you don't have the intelligence to kind of argue and discuss everything that's wrong with her message, then you're probably not right on this channel. And there are, how many billions of channels are there in YouTube? I don't even know the number, but there are millions and millions of YouTube channels out there. And of course, 70 to 80% are AI. I can already tell you that much. Just go to one of your gaming channels and stay in your AI world and stay away from this channel. You know, you have a free will. This is what it's called to live on with a free will and have a free will to choose. You can choose to stay away from this channel. No one's going to be offended. I'm not offended by your comment. I'm amused by your comment. I'm using it for another content here, a video that I'm recording. So you're just giving me more ammunition. Let's put it that way. Galaxy Port. Oh yeah, this was a good one too. Galaxy Port, the manga. I like watching videos like this just to see if there will be actual criticism. Things like this is not for everyone, but saying that she's doing things that she's very much not is kind of weird. We don't know what she's doing, right? Yes, the promotion of drugs is bad and you should not do that. Okay, so why does she have a million songs all about drugs? The thing I don't understand is how you gather that. Ego or not, she's singing about herself. Oh, okay, so she's just a very self-centered, self-focused, egocentrical person. Great, that makes her look so much better than just singing about drugs. Most singers sing about themselves. Money, drugs, sex, women, men, peace, war, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's all the same. Okay, so if it's all the same, what issue do I have? I mean, I don't understand. Her comment makes no sense. Also, just as a side note, for those against the use of drugs, weed and shrooms technically don't count as drugs because they just grow out of the ground. I have never read anything more stupid than this. You got to let this sink in. The next thing you know, they're going to legalize what? Acid? Oh yeah, acid's not a drug. Oh no, it was just delegalized for use, or I mean, come on, this is just ridiculous. This is complete ridiculous. Look up drugs. Even your pharmaceutical drugs are considered drugs. That's why it was called a drugstore. So you have to look up what drugs really means before you actually comment on my channel. And then I'd like to turn your attention to Genesis from the Bible. Okay, if you're believing in the Bible and you're a Christian, you're double wrong on this channel. There's nothing worse than Christians trying to argue on this channel. For something to count as a drug, it has to have something chemically done to it. This is incorrect. But people don't want to have that conversation. We're having that conversation right now. You're wrong. Okay. And also that drug, weed and shrooms, alters your brain chemistry. So I mean, even alcohol can be seen as a drug, but I will argue with alcohol. I will not argue with these drugs that we just mentioned. So yeah, other than that, you know, okay, little galaxy here. So this is Galaxy Portal. Let's just pause our video here. This is everything that's wrong. When I see these, okay, so you're basically an animated person. You can't even put your real whatever here. But what was really entertaining is I like cows, space, anime, and video games. I was really confused by the cows. Is cows a code word for sex or pornography? Because that's kind of what you're doing on your channel. But even more, if you kind of go to, I think you could kind of look up her real name somewhere. I don't know where. If you just click on one of these. Oh yeah, if you go to her Patreon, let's go to her Patreon. This is how, okay, this is your real name, Amronique Moore. You can just look her up online. And I think what I saw was there was a person somewhere on the West Coast, a person somewhere in Philly. If you don't want your real name, you should probably erase all these traces that could lead to your real name, because this is a real detective work, you know? Like, it's really not hard to find out your real name, Galaxy Port. And yeah, no clue what you're trying to achieve with your channel, by the way. But These are the people that comment. I swear, these are the people that comment. So, Mandy's obsessions. Why do a full video bashing someone about the lyrics they create in their songs? Is this even for real? Like, because lyrics hypnotize people who listen to it. We all know it. Someone doesn't like that I'm laughing at her and reading hateful comments. Oh no, go back to kindergarten. Come on. I never knew hippies had such haters. We're not hating technically, we're just enlightening people. So much judgment. So this is almost like the new age crowd, that's always like, oh, how dare you judge? How dare you actually use your brain, the power of your mind? Yeah. So anyhow, I think we're gonna leave it at that. And someone's calling someone else schizophrenic. It's always the best part. Why make videos about her? I don't know, Joseph, because you know what? You left like 10 plus comments on this video, and at this point, it's funny. And everyone knows your name. Everyone on the World Wide Web who's watching this video knows your name at this point. We're going to leave it at this. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any thoughts on this, if you get trolled by certain people, if you need help with it, let's open up a support group for new cagers who love to troll review channels. But, joke aside, I hope you're having a wonderful time. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much for your support, and comment below, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more reviews coming up. I have received a lot of suggestions. A lot of them were the typical new agers, and added to the list, of course. There are also other people or other concepts coming up that I want to review, especially in regards to the spiritual community and what spiritual really means, because that's been really, really coming up for a lot of people, I feel, especially on my Instagram and also my TikTok. So I think that could be interesting. But there's so much to talk about. I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about Eden. I want to talk about the snake. I want to talk about every single thing out there. And I just need the time and I guess the focus to write it down. But other than that, have a lovely one and talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.